Showing levels. We should be good. We should be live almost any second now.
We got them levels.
So, that being said, let's hit some music and have some fun. It's good to be back. Back with my friends.
The NFL season is back.
And I'm not changing the opening. I don't care. I'm keeping the opening I always like. So, we're rolling with it. Happy to be joined again by Mr. David Hastings. Next week he'll be here in the studio with me. We'll have a good few weeks in studio, but just to give you a heads up, Dave, I am going to Florida for 2 weeks in October. So 2 shows will be remote again in October.
When in October are you going?
I'm going the 4th to the 18th.
All right. So the show on... Well, if we're gonna go back to Tuesday, it doesn't really matter. The 7th, 8th, and 9th, I'm going to Vegas for work.
All right, so, that's a fun work trip, though.
No, it really isn't. They literally told us try to land no later than noon on Tuesday because training starts at 2:00, and then leave no earlier than 3:00 on Thursday because training goes till noon. So I'm literally landing, checking in, going to training, and then on Thursday, waking up, training, and going straight to the airport. Like, if I wanted to extend the day on the front or the back, I would have had to pay for the flight myself. And the hotel. Did I lose you?
No, that's not what I wanted. I was going to play a sound effect, but then I think I was going for that one and completely whiffed. So, on me.
The effort was there.
Speaking of completely whiffed, though, and this is where we'll lead into it. I believe it was this past week when the big trade happened, and Dallas and Jerry Jones completely whiffed on Micah Parsons, and he's now in Green Bay. Makes Green Bay a much better team, and they get Philly week 1 in Philly. I know that some people count on the Super Bowl hangover, but I got to be honest. I think the loss of Micah Parsons is going to be rough for Dallas to overcome this season. And I think Jerry, like I'm sure you're going to, scream about here in a minute, completely botched this situation.
Oh, Jerry completely botched it. He let it become personal. Business should never be personal. And this was business. And, if they signed him last year when he said, hey, I'm willing to take below market value so we can continue to build a competitive team. But instead they waited, and then they waited more, and then they waited more, and then they waited more, and they waited more. And things got more and more personal and more personal. And I hate Jerry Jones with a passion. There's no other way to put it. I hate Jerry Jones with a passion. I wish nothing but the best for Micah Parsons. You got all this stuff coming out now. Well, his teammates didn't like his podcast, and they didn't like, some of the things he was saying on his podcast. And it's like, stop it. There was literally players on the team changing their profile pics on social media to Micah Parsons pictures,
Dave,
to support him getting his contract.
Let me help you here.
Stop it. Get some help.
Yeah. Michael said it best. Get some freaking help. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
Jerry's ridiculous. He really is. It's unbelievable. And
I think this is what snaps him into shape, though? Do you think that what happened here with this Micah Parsons situation woke Jerry Jones up to the fact that this isn't the NFL of 25 years ago, 30 years ago? This isn't the same NFL. This isn't the same ownership groups. This isn't the things aren't run the same as they were years ago. And is this the one that finally pushes Jerry to? Yeah, I mean, listen, let's be honest. He's never going to give up the reins, but does he give more responsibility of some of these decisions to his son Steven? Does he try to pass it down? Does he do something? But I think this has got to be the wake up call of you're the old guy in the room now, dude. Like, you're not cool. Nobody thinks you're cool. Not fun to hang out with. Like, nobody wants to go and hang out with Jerry. It's like they hang out with Jerry because Jerry's the one paying them. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's got to get over himself, and I don't think he is. And I think that's where the problem is.
Oh yeah, that's where the problem's been for years and years and years, going all the way back to Jimmy Johnson.
He thinks he is the Cowboys, and really, the Cowboys were the Cowboys way before he even bought them. Like they were, you know, right up there with the Steelers of, you know, being the best team, the 70s and whatnot. And, you know, they were a good organization way before Jerry got there. Like,
well before Jerry got there.
When did Jerry get there? 90s, right? He got there in what, 92,
he bought the team. He bought the team in 88, 89.
80, 89. I knew it was like right around the time of the run, like right before it, but still, this isn't the same team he bought 40 years ago.
No, it's not. And look, when it's all said and done, like, he made some big gambles, including, you know, letting go of Tom Landry and you know, bringing in Jimmy Johnson, which obviously ended up working out.
Like, got rid of Jerry and brought in Barry and thought he was, you know, Barry Switzer thought he was, you know, something because he won that year too. But yeah, he's always thought he was the smartest guy in the room, and that's the problem. So he's got to realize he's now the old guy in the room. He's not the smartest. He's the oldest. That's about it. That's the only accolade he's getting.
Yeah, and he's never been the smartest guy in the room. he may be he's a very good businessman, right? Like, that's what he is. He's not a good general manager.
A very good businessman. I don't think he's very good at it anymore. I don't think that these players nowadays are the same type of players. They're different. They're built different. They act different. They're not the same guys. You can't talk to them the same way. Social media, like the way that things leak out now, everything leaks out. You can't have a conversation and not have it heard by somebody somewhere somehow. And that years ago, you could keep things quiet. You can't keep things quiet anymore. Like you said, with Micah's podcast, he's not the only player. Kelsey's got a podcast with his brother. A million other players have their own podcasts now. So, like, I agree with you 100%. That stupid-ass story of, players were upset with his podcast. BS. You know who's upset with his podcast? Like, you know, but people who were upset with it, you know, then I wouldn't want to be teammates with him either. You know what I mean? Like, Micah was, as far as I could tell, he was, you know, very pro about being in Dallas until this contract nonsense with Jerry. And I don't get it. And he's one of the best, if not the best defensive players, you know, in the league. To give him up for a ham sandwich here, I just don't understand it. But we got back a top tackle. Nobody gives a shit, Jerry. Yeah, the top gonna make a difference. A top tackle. We had to get a starting tackle. Again, you're the old guy in the room. Yeah, that starting tackle's really gonna fix your. No, it's not. I can't even get through the sentence. It's awful. and I mean, 2 first-round picks. Like those first-round picks, like we were talking about yesterday at our draft. They're going to be in the mid-20s at best. Like, Green Bay's going to be a good team, so you're getting back 2 late first-round picks. You're not getting back lottery picks. You're not getting back top 10 picks. You're getting back 2 late first-rounders. And that's all you're getting for Micah? That's absolutely absurd. For the best defensive player who's in his prime, you're going to only get 2 back-end first-rounders. That, to me, is absurd that deal was even taken. Good on Green Bay for getting it done. I wish the Giants could have found a way to get it done. I knew they didn't have the horses to do it, you know, and the picks, you know. But Jerry probably would have been better off with 2 Giant first-round picks than he would be with 2 Green Bay first-round picks. They'd at least be higher. I don't know. It was all bumbling to me, and I'm not even a Cowboy fan, so I can't imagine when you first saw that break. I don't know if it was me texting you or if because I was actually at the park with my nephew when the news broke, and I was like, "Holy what? No way!" And then that kept refreshing because I'm like, "What did he get traded for? Like did they get like what was it? They get back Matthew Golden and a bunch of other picks? Did they get back something else? Like what'd they get?" And
a ham sandwich.
A ham sandwich. And listen, Jerry in his old age probably thinks that was a good deal. That's what's sad.
Yeah, like the anger that I felt in that moment, just I can't even. I was so pissed. They continue to prove why the Cowboys have been pretty much a mediocre team, and like I what I find hysterical, like more than anything, is that like the people trying to justify the trade. That part to me is hysterical. And I say that because you have people that are literally sitting there, oh, well, Micah only had one sack in 4 playoff games. And you're like, okay, well, it's not Micah's fault that when they played Green Bay the last time they were in the playoffs, that Dan Quinn had him keep dropping into zone coverage. Not his fault, right? Like,
not his fault. Again, doing what he was asked of him.
That's what I mean. Like, so it's just like there's just so much about it.
But I feel like this sums up the trade pretty well of how it went.
Here's an idea. Why don't you give me half the money you were going to bet, then we'll go out there. I'll kick you in the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that was Jerry in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say, my friend.
That being said, let's pick this one. I mean, ESPN bet's got it at 7.5 right now to line. Over under 47.5. I mean, I like Philly outright in this game. I like Philly given the 7.5. I'll be honest with you. I think Dallas's D is a mess. They may be able to put up some points, so I'm actually going to go with the over. I just have zero faith in their defense. So give me Philly, give me the over. Give me Philly with the points, too.
Yeah, because I literally have no idea what to expect from this defense, right? Like, their linebackers are a group of unproven guys, right? Their defensive line just lost their best player. Yeah, you got a little bit better on the interior, but Philly loves to kill you with counters and toss plays, and so the outside seriously could be a problem. Dallas may have a healthy secondary, but they really don't have anybody good at safety. Like, defensively, it's just a whole bunch of question marks and high levels of doubt. I think offensively, they're going to be able to score points. Philly's secondary is really not good, between injuries and just lack of talent, but their front seven is one of the best in the league. Ability to create pressure up the middle is probably second to none since Aaron Donald retired. So yeah, I just kind of sit here and have to say it. Like, I'm definitely taking the over. I think 40 whatever is too low. I could see each team pushing 30 plus points. So I think I would take Philly. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take Philly given the 7.5. I'm definitely taking the over. And yeah, I think it's going to be a very disappointing start to the season and pretty much set a very clear idea of what this team's going to look like as the year moves on. And I mean, look, I obviously as a Cowboy fan, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, and I don't think you are, and I don't think the majority of Vegas and and the majority of the betting world is wrong either. So yeah, clean sweep in agreement with you there, my friend.
All right, and then the why the hell is this game on a Friday matchup of Kansas City at the Chargers? I don't understand. Do we have to play every day of the week now? We're gonna have Thursday, Friday. Eventually we're going to Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays. So I mean, I feel like it's a bit much to have this game on a Friday. I feel like Fridays belong to like high school football. You know what I mean? Not NFL football.
Friday night game in Brazil.
Awful. And on YouTube.
Yeah, so no way I'm watching this game.
Exactly.
You got to have a YouTube TV subscription to watch that, and I don't, and I'm not paying for it.
That being said, I mean, KC, only a 3.5 point favorite, over under 46.5. It is in LA, but I still like Kansas City.
LA's technically the home team, but they're playing in Brazil.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Give me Kansas City. They're more road tested in these kind of situations. Super Bowls, this, that, and the other, playing in weird places. I'm going to take Kansas City. I'm going to take them given the 3.5. I think they could win this game by a touchdown. And this one, though, I don't know how much faith I have in the Chargers offense yet. So because of that, I may take KC in the under. I think I'm going KC and the under for this game.
And you said KC is given 3.5?
Yeah.
So I think I see KC winning this game, but I think it's going to be a close game. So I'm actually going to take the Chargers getting the 3.5, but I think KC wins the game. And I'll definitely take the under. Traveling to Brazil, and we all know, right? Usually, in the beginning of the year, defenses are really the ones kind of with the leg up, right? So I'm gonna take the under, but I'm gonna take the Chargers getting 3.5, even though I think Kansas City actually wins, but I just think they win by a field goal. So,
all right,
yeah, but I think it'll be a pretty good game, division matchup, start the season, right? But I don't know. If you're a Chargers fan, you got to feel like this is pretty unfair. Like, why isn't Kansas City losing the home game? You know what I mean? Like, we built this massive, expensive stadium in Los Angeles to take advantage of that market and that revenue.
Hang on one second. We actually got a special guest do some picks with us, so hang on one second.
All right.
Alrighty. Do I have you both?
Hello? I'm here.
Alrighty. I was able to do it successfully. And yeah, we are now joined by Mr. Eric Pfeiffer. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm good. Is that Daddy David on the phone?
Yes, sir. How are we doing, my man?
My man, how are you doing? It's the real question.
Well, I'm an 11.5-week-old baby, so you know those shoes all too well.
You're tired. I get it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So you got to us pretty early, pretty good. We did touch on the Philly game already. So I don't know if you got any quick thoughts on Philly Dallas, and we just picked the Kansas City Chargers game as well. So I don't know if you want to give us a quick pick on both of those as we keep it moving.
I got Philly and I got the Chargers.
All right. Is that Chargers with the points only, or are you taking Chargers outright?
Chargers outright.
Wow. All right, because they're getting 3.5. I actually like KC in this game myself. I don't know why. In Brazil, I feel like on the road, KC a little more tested for these situations. So that's the only reason I did that. But yeah. All right, cool. So now you're joining us. I mean, we kind of touch on Dave's Dallas. We can get to our Giants Washington, but in between there, is there any other games that stand out to you? Any shit shows of the week? Anything we could throw up here?
There's a lot we could throw up, I'm sure, but you gotta give me a second.
I mean,
here.
week one, the matchups aren't terrible. Tampa, Atlanta, not terrible. They're probably the two teams fighting for that division. Cincinnati, Cleveland, you don't really, Cincinnati started slow last year. Cleveland, they're just hot trash probably. But I mean, they're better with an old Flacco starting, I guess. I mean, most of the matchups aren't terrible week one, to be honest.
I'm not going to go out on a limb here and say this is going to be a great game. But I am going to go out on a limb and say that one guy plays a really good game against all other expectations. I think a lot of people are going to be, they're not going to be on board with this. You may call me crazy, but I think Justin Fields has a monster. Pittsburgh defense or not, I think Justin Fields has a monster week one. I'm not saying he's going to be a lighted up quarterback all season long, but I think he's got a bad taste in his mouth from what went down in Pittsburgh last year, winning them football games, putting up some points for them. Maybe not throwing the best deep ball, but definitely helping them win football games and then getting shuffled to the bench. So I think Justin Fields comes out and puts on a man's performance and makes them regret the fact that they have Aaron Rodgers instead of him.
Wow. All right. Pretty bold. I'll leave where I'm at for, let's hear what Dave's got on this. That's an interesting take.
I mean, I think Aaron Glenn's going to come out with a very, very specific game plan, and it's going to be similar to what we saw Pittsburgh do with last year. It's going to be run the ball a lot, mix in some read option, have some easy play action passes to get them in a rhythm. And look, I mean, Justin Fields really has never gotten a real fair shot anywhere he's been. All right, you start in Chicago. We all agree how good Chicago does at developing quarterback. So, you start in that shit show, and then you go to Pittsburgh, and you get the starting job, and then you're 5-1, and they still bench you for Russell Wilson. I don't know. I think the kid deserves a chance, and I think he has a lot to prove, and it feels like he has the skill to prove it. And I think Aaron Glenn's going to, have that offensive game plan be very specific to running the ball and, be tough defense, and that's the mindset. So I don't think you're crazy. I think Pittsburgh's defense itself is one of the best in the league. So I do think it's going to be a challenge. But I don't think you're crazy. I could definitely see the Jets coming out of that with a win.
I gotta be honest. I agree, but I think the part where he's crazy is, I don't know, Justin Fields through the preseason not looked very good, not looked very sharp. So that's where I would say, I don't know, pump the brakes on the Justin Fields has a monster game. But I'm with both of you that I think the Jets could take this game. I think the Jets at home, they're like Dave talked about, very specific game plan. I think they're going to run the ball well, which is another reason why I wouldn't expect Fields to have 300 or 400 yards. I think he's going to be in the around 250 range. All he's got to do is just not make mistakes. If he can not make mistakes, they can control the run game and control the ball. They're going to play a very similar style to probably what Pittsburgh's going to play because, let's be honest, Pittsburgh runs the ball and they play defense. That's usually what they do. If they try to get away from that and they let Rodgers run the show, it's going to be an ugly season and maybe Tomlin's first with a losing record. So I got to think they have to have brought in Aaron Rodgers and told him, you're doing it the Pittsburgh way, not your way. And if they do it the Aaron Rodgers way, then they're doomed.
Well, listen, I appreciate that opinion. And you know what? I'm sure Aaron Rodgers has a sour taste in his mouth too. So he may come out and have a doozy himself.
Yeah, listen, but, DK Metcalf's got something to prove. They've got the talent there, but I do think that New York can get them early. I think at week one, is a week that New York could steal it from them, especially with a good game plan. But I mean, that being said, I want to move on to our team. I want to move on to week one again. Yeah.
I don't want to pass it off. I did just want to call in quick, say hello, drop a little bit on Justin Fields there. I think what I'm going to say real quick, I'm not saying the Giants are going to win this weekend. I haven't really figured that out yet. I think they're better than they were last year. I think Jaden Daniels has a sophomore slump. I bet you Bo Nix is the better quarterback in his second year than Jaden Daniels this season. But with that said, I just got back from Reedman's hockey practice. He's playing. I was asked to coach. I'm coaching. And I got to get this kid to eat his apples and peanut butter and drink his chocolate milk, take a shower, and get him to bed. So I just wanted to call in quick, say hello.
Do it. Appreciate it, buddy.
Drop in a couple nuggets for you. And Reed plays for the Toms River Blackhawks, so if you guys want to give them a shout out, that's great.
Shout out to Toms River Blackhawks.
And I'll see you guys later. Hey, Reed, hang on one sec. Reed, what team do you play for?
Toms River Blackhawks.
Awesome. We hope you have a great season.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, have a good
Appreciate you, fight.
So I'm going to piggyback off of what he said there, Dave, because I got to be honest. I think that he's absolutely crazy saying Bo Nix going to have a better second season than Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be a top quarterback. I think he's going to be very good. He's got more weapons, I think, too. Outside of Cortland Sutton, I think they're very lack for weapons there in Denver. So I'm going to say I think Jaden Daniels has the better second season. It's also why I don't think the Giants win week 1. I'd love to see them get after Jaden Daniels if they can. By all means, if they were able to steal this game, I've already told you, I've been telling people for weeks, I think the Giants could steal week 2 against Dallas. I don't see them stealing week 1, though, unfortunately. Washington, 6.5-point favorite. I think Washington wins outright. I'm going to take the Giants with the points just on, I think they can keep it close. I think that defense is good enough. And I'm also going to go under. It's a division matchup here. And I like both defenses. So I really like the Giants defense. So that being said, I'm going to go under on the 45.5. I think Washington wins outright, but I'm going to take the Giants getting the 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to have a really good, close game. And like we talked about, right? Like, I think the Giants are just a team that can go a lot of different directions if the ball bounces their way. More often than not, then I think you're in a position that that they are fighting for a playoff spot. And, but I also think that if the ball bounces a different way, then they're, looking at a top 10 pick again. I really think they can go either way. But I do think this is going to be a good game. I do agree with Fife. I think I mentioned that last week with you. I think Bo Nix is a better second season. I do think Jaden Daniels takes a small step back, but I don't think it's anything drastic. But I think Washington has the better team right now and has the better quarterback. So I am going to take Washington to win, but I'll take the Giants getting the points, though, because I think it's going to be a tight game.
All right. Sounds good. I'm looking around, see other games. I mean, I really got to be honest. I think we got to pick this Tampa-Atlanta game. Is this not the top 2 teams in that division? I mean, we're really not expecting much out of New Orleans or Carolina. This has got to be it, right? So week 1, you already got a massive division matchup between what could be the top 2 teams in the division. Tampa at Atlanta. If this was in Tampa, I'd definitely be going Tampa. I'm still going to take Tampa. I think they're the better team. I like Baker Mayfield better than Michael Penix Jr. right now. I think Bucky Irving's a great young running back. They have 1-2 in Bijan Robinson. Both teams got some good really good receivers in Drake London and Evans. I just think I'm going to put it down to quarterback play, and I'm going to take Baker over Penix, and that's going to be my deciding factor. So give me Tampa. The line's only 1.5, so it don't matter too much. Give me Tampa both ways, and I think this is an offensive game, so give me the over of 47.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think outside of quarterback play, I think Tampa has the advantage on defense, too. So I'm definitely going Tampa, given the points. But I do think you have the potential to see a really good offensive matchup. So I'm going to take the over, especially since Baker Mayfield's my starting quarterback. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking the over.
All right. And then, I mean, looking through the schedule here, I mean, I don't know. We don't have to talk much about Cincinnati, Cleveland. Cincinnati, we expect to beat Cleveland, right? But, again, Cincinnati started so slow last year that I'm still picking them anyway. I got no faith in Cleveland, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow is and what he can do is he's arguably the best quarterback in the league. So I'm definitely taking Cincinnati over Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland is a very good football team.
And then a battle of a team that I think a lot of people are down on, but mainly because of Tua and the concussions that he kind of goes through, against Indianapolis Colts, who are starting Daniel freaking Jones at quarterback. I gotta be honest. I'm taking Miami, and I'm not thinking twice. I don't care if Indy's a favorite. I'm not picking Daniel Jones here. I'm sorry. I've seen him make too many mistakes. He's not that great. How he beat out Anthony Richardson for that job, I don't know. I still think there's something weird going on there. Like that franchise hasn't been right. And yeah, give me Miami all the way.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely taking Miami. Tua in a dome, and if he can stay protected, I mean, he throws a hell of a ball. You got Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, supposedly looked great all off season, coming off of a rough year last year. And I think Tua is a good quarterback. He just can't. Oh, sorry, my bad. He can't keep himself in games, and that offensive line's letting him take hits. And I mean, he really needs, the fact that the league doesn't have something.
You know what he needs?
More than anything, I want better execution. Are we clear on that? I want better fucking execution.
Fair. Especially from that offensive line. But, I mean, that's part of their offensive scheme, too, right? They're trying to take deep shots, so you got to protect longer, which is harder. So, I don't know. Until Daniel Jones gives me a reason to believe Daniel Jones, I can't believe in Daniel Jones as a starting quarterback. I just can't.
Speaking of believing in a starting quarterback, do you believe in Drake May? Do you believe in the new coach Vrabel? Do you believe in New England at home against the Raiders? They are favorites, believe it or not. I would have expected the Raiders to be the favorites, but they got New England as 2.5 point favor, over under 43.5. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they do have a chance. I think they have a really good chance. I think when you look at this rate, and also, right, we've talked about this. West Coast team traveling to the East Coast for a 1:00 game. That I also think helps New England as well. So I think when you have that being the scenario, right, and I think they're going to have a strong run game. I've always liked Vrabel as a head coach, and I think Drake May, in the right position, could be a suitable quarterback. I don't think he's going to ever be the quarterback that wins an MVP. I don't think he's ever going to be the quarterback that leads the league in passing yards or passing touchdowns. But I think he can fill the right role. And, I think Vrabel's just the guy that gets the most out of the talent he has. And I think you're going to see that. And we talk about the tryhards, right? Like, I think New England's going to be one of those teams that they're going to be competitive in every game. And a home game against the West Coast team at 1:00, one of those games they can't let slip. So I will go with New England taking that win. And Mike Vrabel starting 1-0 as the Patriots head coach.
Nice. All right. So that being said, I mean, this is probably your I would say probably your shit show of the week, if we're gonna call for one. Arizona at New Orleans, right? Isn't that probably like it sounds like some shit right there.
Yeah, no, that's New Orleans is gonna be a really bad team.
Point favorite. How the hell is Arizona a 6.5 point favorite against anybody?
Because I think New Orleans is going to be a really bad team this year. Like, I just do. I think they are going to be a very bad team. They really, you got Olave and Kamara on offense, and I couldn't name a single player on their defense. You got I believe, a rookie starting a quarterback.
Which game is worse? So which game's the shit show? Which game's the toilet bowl? Is it Arizona at New Orleans? Or we don't even have to pick these. We could just name them. Like which one's going to be worse to watch? Because I got to be honest, I'm not betting on either of these games. If you're betting on these games, you're some kind of degenerate. Like it's got to be bad. Like these teams suck. Like they're not even fun to watch. Like. And I hate to say that. Shout out to Juju. I know she's a New Orleans Saints fan, so hate to say that about her team, but her team is not very good this year. They are just not good at all. That being said, I mean, Carolina and Jacksonville aren't going to be very good either. So which game is worse, Dave? Which game is worse? The Arizona at New Orleans, or is it Carolina at Jacksonville?
Oh, I'm 100% saying Arizona at New Orleans is the worst game.
I agree, but I think it's only because Travis Hunter's playing and people want to see what he could do on both sides of the ball. It's the only reason to tune into that game.
Not just that, though, right? I mean, you've got two teams that have starting quarterbacks that when we're taken, we're expected to be the face of the franchise for 10, 15 years, right? And
yeah, but the problem we've talked about it. It's because of where they were drafted, not because they're talentless hacks. They both quarterbacks are very talented. They both got drafted to quarterback hell. It's like getting drafted to the Bears or the Jets. Like if you get drafted there as a quarterback, it's a quarterback hell.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think you look at Carolina and they're going full-blown youth movement, right? Their oldest wide receiver, I think, is 30 years old, and after that, everybody's 25 or younger. Bryce Young only in his third year. I don't know. I think you look at this Carolina team, but you got to remember, Carolina, I think, won 3 out of their last 4 games to end the year last year. Like, they were starting to find a rhythm. They were starting to find Bryce Young, right?
Yeah, Bryce Young.
Quarterback. Mm-hmm. Bryce Young. Right, like he started to find a rhythm and a feel for the offense better than he did early in the season. I don't think Carolina is a team that's competing for anything this year. I just think Carolina is going to be a team that is going to be harder to beat than a lot of people think they're going to be. So I think Carolina and Jacksonville is definitely the better game between those two. But with that said, I think either game is a game you're going to be glued to outside of fantasy reasons.
Yeah. And even then, you probably just got it on Red Zone. Which, by the way, hold on. We need a...
Knuckleheaded news of the week.
Did you hear this shit today? Red Zone's going to be playing commercials? I watched for 7 hours of commercial-free football. If I want to watch commercials, I'll turn on Fox or CBS. I turn you on so I don't have to watch the commercials. You keep cutting to the action. That's why I like you. That's why I choose to watch you. If you give me, like I saw a meme of it before, but it's totally true. Like you have that play happening with Washington last year. All of a sudden, if it's commercial time, are you cutting away from whatever play it was? Like right in the middle of it because BK has a, new Whopper out? Like, I got to be honest, it's going to piss a lot of people off. I'm already pissed about it. It hasn't even happened. I don't know how you feel, but it disappoints me. This is what happens when it gets too big and too corporate. They finally jumped the shark. Red Zone finally jumped the shark.
Yeah, it's so bad. It really is so bad. Like you just like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you do it.
Listen, I love Scott Red Zone. He's going to take a lot of shit this year for it. I got to be honest. He's going to take a lot of shit. And I know it really probably wasn't his call. But yeah, he's gonna not be everybody's favorite person. This first time he cuts it off when somebody is in the middle of it. And again, you got everybody out there who's betting on this stuff and everything else. If you cut away at the wrong time, I gotta be honest, people are gonna get upset.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan of it. I can't imagine anybody's a fan of it, and I feel he really was quite disappointed to see that announcement. Let's just put it that way. Like, that's one of those things where you're like, you just got to be kidding me. Like, come on.
How greedy can
Like
they
that
be?
was
Like, come on.
part of it, and like,
Well, they were already like kind of playing ads last year when they had banners up in the middle of stuff, and they'd make the boxes smaller, show the banners for all the commercials. If you want to continue to do that crap, at least leave the action on the like. I don't know if that's what they're going to do. Is they're going to play a commercial and leave a box still up with the games on? Like, I don't know how they're going to work this.
yeah.
But
So
everybody's like,
what I saw was they're going to do a double box, but the audio is going to be the commercial.
yeah, I gotta tell you, a lot of Scott Hansen's gonna get a lot of shit for that. Deserve it or undeserved it, he's gonna get a lot of shit for that.
Oh, it's all the NFL. I mean, like the NFL controls that whole damn thing.
Yeah,
they own Red Zone. Like people are like, oh, ESPN, ABC bought Red Zone. No, they didn't. They bought 10% of it. That's what they did.
Speaking
like,
of Red Zone, I want to bring up what will probably be the game of the week. And I know I'm probably jumping ahead here because maybe we should just finish out these last few. Let's run through these last couple of games real quick, because I think the Sunday night game is probably the game of the week. But that being said, real quick, San Fran at Seattle. I think it's kind of a wait and see on both of these teams of what they are. I think if you're picking it, I mean, I don't know who to pick. You got a new quarterback and receivers in Seattle. You got the same San Fran team, but they're very, very brittle and could fall apart at any time. So I guess I'm gonna take San Fran, but I wouldn't be super happy about it. Don't know how you feel.
Yeah, no, I think San Francisco is more likely to win the game, but I also don't think we know anything about either team right now because San Francisco did have a really rough year last year, but injuries contributed to it. But a lot of their best players are getting older, right?
Yep.
They have no wide receivers right now. Like they're literally doing like a wide receiver carousel, trying to keep that room filled. And Juwan Jennings is supposed to play this week, but they're apparently going to keep a close eye on him. So. Yeah, I don't know what you do in this situation if you're San Francisco, like when it comes down to who's your starting wideouts, and I don't know what to expect out of Seattle. So, but I would take San Fran to win the game.
Yeah. I think we'd both take Denver. I don't think that's any surprise there. Tennessee over at Denver, in Denver. I think week 1, give me Denver. They're a big favorite, 8.5, one of the biggest favorites of the week. But yeah, right, Denver.
Yeah, 100%. Rookie quarterback against that defense. No, in fact.
And then I think I'm gonna pull this game next because I think the next 2 games after this are games of the week. But you got Houston at the Rams. Give me Houston. I don't know why. I think the Rams are another team just getting older. I mean, they lose Cooper Kupp, but they pick up Devontae Adams. Doesn't really get them any youthful there. I like the youth that at least Houston has. I think Nick Chubb's going to run the ball just fine week 1. And give me Houston over the Rams. Although the Rams are a 3.5-point favorite, I don't care. Give me Houston outright.
Who's home again on this one?
This is the Rams. Rams are home.
And I think Houston being healthy, they are a good team. And the Rams, you don't know how serious that back injury is for Stafford. Yeah, give me Houston.
All right. And then these 2 games could be games of the week. I mean, you got Detroit at Green Bay, especially after the trade that was made. I mean, Green Bay's defense is really good. Detroit's got a good defense. Both teams have solid offenses. Really good running backs. Both Bama boys. Shout out Josh Jacobs and Jahmyr Gibbs. But this is a hell of a game. 1.5 Green Bay and 47.5 the over. It's week 1. It's in Green Bay. I think with Micah Parsons, they're going to be charged up. Give me Green Bay at home week 1 to steal it from Detroit.
Yeah, I definitely am taking Green Bay. I think Green Bay is going to be rocking, and that defense was already a good defense. And then you had Parsons. Yeah, and you just, as long as they get good to, average to good Jordan Love, Green Bay is a problem. And I think them having a wide receiver like Golden and Jaden Reed and you said Jacobs, I think Green Bay is going to be a problem this year. So I think they're going to show everybody this is a statement game for them. Like, hey, this is going to be a good year for us.
And then, speaking of statement games, brings me to what I'm calling the game of the week. Baltimore at Buffalo. This is a matchup that everybody thinks could be, if one of these teams can knock off KC, this could be your AFC championship game. Both teams come in hungry. Both teams won a Super Bowl. Baltimore has a two-headed monster in Lamar and Henry, and Josh Allen is a one-man wrecking crew. So this is going to be a hell of a game on Sunday night in Buffalo. I don't know why, but I'm leaning Baltimore. Buffalo favored by 1.5, over under 50. Both teams can score, so I'm not saying that the over under scares me, but even with both teams scoring, I don't know why. I'm taking Baltimore week 1.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a potential AFC championship matchup. I think Lamar and Josh Allen are clearly two of the best quarterbacks in the league, right? And it's a statement game for both teams. Sunday night in Buffalo, but you're playing for Baltimore. You're playing in Buffalo in September, not January. And this is a game that could determine if you play each other in January. Like this game could determine where you're playing. So a lot on the line for a very early game in the season. But I gotta say, I think Baltimore has a better team top to bottom, and for that, I gotta go Baltimore as well.
All right, and then that leads us just to Monday's game. That's the last game of the week, and we've kind of gone through them all. So Monday, Minnesota at Chicago. J.J. McCarthy's first start. Caleb Williams' second year. J.J.'s second year, but his first start. I still have no faith in that Chicago offense. I'm sorry. I know they've tried to put pieces around them. I just think it's quarterback hell. They can't develop them, won't develop them. Don't see it happening. So give me Minnesota laying the 1.5 and 43.5. Give me the over, but it's just because I want to root for points.
Well, give me the under. This will probably be one of the only games. I think this is the only game I'm disagreeing with you on. I think Chicago wins at home against Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy's first start Monday Night Football on the road in Chicago. That's a tough task. And I do think Ben Johnson is probably going to have the right offense to make this team competitive. And yeah, so I'm actually going to take Chicago getting the 1.5. I'm going to take the under. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair, but yeah, give me Chicago on the road at home on Monday night.
All right. Well, that's week 1 in a nutshell. That's our thoughts, our predictions. You got anything else for us for week 1 here? I mean, shout out to anybody in your fantasy leagues. Wish you all good luck.
All right, TJ, who's your mama?
If you're out there drafting. But yeah, I mean, most drafts already over. Season starts Thursday. Let's roll.
We're officially about 24 hours from kickoff, my friend.
Yeah, pretty wild to think about.
And me letting a single team affect my mood for the next 3.5 months.
Oh yeah, and then the moods like
They play Green Bay week 4. I think that's when I'll wave the white flag.
That's when we'll just give up. There's a chance they could be 1-3 or 0-4.
Yes, there is. They do not have an easy schedule, and you're gonna have to put a lot on that offense. And
listen,
like I said, I don't know what they. I don't know
with it too, though. So we're okay there too.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from the defense. If the defense is good and surprises me, then holy shit, they have a competitive team. But I'm not really overly concerned about the offense. I hope as long as they can run the damn ball.
But I don't think you got the horses to run it.
I gotta go give the little lady a bath, get her to bed.
Do it, my friend. And until next week, why don't you tell them all where they can find you? Well, next week they'll be finding you here in studio with me, so that'll be fun.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited for it. But yeah, now you got D Hastings 23 on Instagram. Be on that Twitter now X, and yeah, in studio with you, my friend, next Tuesday.
Looking forward to it. You can find me at The Living Legend on X. You can find us at Champscast on YouTube. That's Champs with a Z. Bringing back a little old Sports Zone flair there. And yeah, until next week. Yeah, join us. I don't know. Have fun. Enjoy life.
Enjoy week 1 of football.
Boom.